Hello YouTube, Kevin here for Superpower Broadcasting. In this video I just wanted to briefly discuss a milestone that Tulsi Gabbard recently passed. This of course is that she has reached the donor threshold for the third debate. She's reached, I believe it's 130,000 individual donors. Good for her. She reached 130,000 individual donors. That must feel so great, to have all this money coming in from these far-right 4chan boys, these alt-right neckbeards. That must be so wonderful. That must be such a good feeling to get so much money from a bunch of fascists. Good for her, right? Here's what I have to say. This video isn't so much about Tulsi. It's not so much about Tulsi. This is directed at anyone who donated to Tulsi. This is directed at you, if you're one of those people that did so. Your families must be so proud. They must be so proud to know that you spent some of your hard-earned money donating to a woman who defends Bashar the Butcher, the man who has killed 600,000 Syrians, so that he can keep his limo fueled up, and he can keep his palace swaggy, and he can keep his yacht clean. That must feel so, so good that you've donated to the cause of fascism in the world. How proud your families must be if they know. I imagine that given how rabidly cringeworthy you all seem to be when I engage with you on social media, that you are quick to publicly announce your financial support for this vile woman. So your families are probably aware. The thing is, they may not know the details about Tulsi Gabbard. After all, she is polling at about 1%, so probably wouldn't be worth their time to research her if they didn't know offhand what she was about. But if they do, I imagine that they must feel, probably pretty disgusted that you're giving your money to the Neville Chamberlain of our era, to the woman who takes the lessons of history and throws them in the garbage bin and burns it and says, I want to appease the dictators again. I want to do what Neville Chamberlain did, but I want to do it even worse because at least we have the record now of what happens when you do that. No, she wants to make history repeat itself. She wants to stand by and legitimize the whole-scale slaughter of 600,000 Syrians. How, you must all of you donors out there to Tulsi Gabbard, you must feel so proud, so happy to be helping this Westphalia fetishist. She's gotten this, this trip to go over to Syria. I'm going to do a video on that, of course, of who actually paid for that trip, who worked it out. Spoiler alert, it's literally Nazis. It's the Nazis of Syria, National Socialists. They're in a coalition with Assad. You must all feel so wonderful, so proud. And the thing is, I'm partly saying that in jest, of course, but I know that some of you are literally unironic fascists, in which case you must actually feel proud. Because she's your woman. I get it, actually, 100%. Like, if I was a fascist, I would give her my money. Like, 100%. If I believed in National Socialism, if I thought that the Jews were like a lesser race or whatever, I would give Tulsi Gabbard my money. She'd be the only candidate that I would donate to. So if you're a fascist out there and you gave her money, like, I get that. That's actually morally consistent. You think we should have fascism here? So it makes sense that you would defend fascism in Syria. That makes all the sense in the world. I don't even really have anything to say to you. Because, what? Are we going to debate? We're not going to debate. We have a fundamental disagreement. But at least we can agree on universal values. You believe in universal fascism. I believe in universal liberalism. This video is more about the so-called progressives that donated to her. So really, you claim to be for homosexual rights. You claim to be for women's rights. You may retweet Me Too tweets, for example, that kind of stuff. You know who actually rapes a whole country of women? Assad. his regime, his henchmen. You know who defends that? The woman you just gave money to. So, yeah, cognitive dissonance much? I mean, seriously. It's time to turn off Russia Today. It's time to stop watching state TV from a brutal fascist petrol state in Russia. And it's time to actually grow up and understand that your little childish, contrarian reaction to the American establishment, it's just pathetic, right? Like, look, I got issues with some of the establishment over here, right? And some of the elites and stuff. Some of them can be kind of out of touch and everything. You don't see me running to the establishment of the Kremlin. Guess what? They're way worse. Like, they actually kill people. They beat the crap out of people and fake it and make it look like a suicide. But they don't put that much effort into that so that it's obvious to the people that they know that the state is the god and they can do anything and they can say the sky is green and get away with it. That, like, they do those psychological games. That, when you give money to Tulsi Gabbard, you are financially bankrolling the apologia campaign, the public relations department of the most brutal despots that humanity has ever seen. So again, you must feel so proud. I mean, wow. Imagine spending your hard-earned money to give to, let's keep it real, she would have been Hitler's spokeswoman in America if this was the 1940s. She's Assad's spokeswoman in America today. Unbelievably egregious. You should be absolutely ashamed for yourself. You know, you should want that money back. You should say, that was a big mistake. I'm never doing that again. But you won't. You'll give money to the next anti-Semitic candidate that runs for office, you know. If Ilhan Omar ever runs for president, you'll probably give money to her too. You'll probably give money to David Duke if he runs for president. Probably give money to Richard Spencer if he runs for president. Anybody. Because, oh, those wars are so bad. They're so bad, right? Because nothing says ending the wars like letting Assad kill 600,000 people to hold on to power. Unbelievable, right? Unbelievable. So I'm going to wrap up this video right now. If you know somebody who gave money to Tulsi Gabbard, yeah, you should shame them. 100%. Be like, yo, dude, that's not cool. Or whoever it is. That's not cool. That's like giving money to Hitler or Assad because you're giving it to their public relations department. You're giving it to the Westphalia fetishist. You're giving it to the woman who lends more legitimacy to Assad than any of their state TV broadcasters could because they have a gun to their head and the people know it. But the people see an American woman come out and defend him, or Kim in North Korea, that adds this air of international legitimacy that all the propaganda feeds into. Because what does the North Korean and the Syrian propaganda claim? They claim all the world admires and studies and regards in high esteem the dear leader of Syria or North Korea. That's some BS. Most people around the world don't even know who these people are. But if you have an American woman coming over and singing praise, well, then you think, hey, maybe there's some truth to what the dictators say. That's disgusting. You should be absolutely ashamed of yourself. And if reincarnation exists, I hope that you, if you gave money to take Tulsi Gabbard in this life, I hope you're born in Syria or North Korea in the next life. And you have to live as a denizen of one of these dictators. Because I can tell you, you'll be begging for some neoconservatism pretty darn fast. Now, I'll be reborn as a hawk if that's the case, right? And get to fly around and eat them isolationist pigeons on the ground, right? So I'm going to wrap this up. Thank you for watching YouTube. If you're out there and you're a hawk and you know you see my views on these things and you're not one of those donors to Tulsi Gabbard, you know, keep on rocking in the free world. Keep it up. Keep on fighting the good fight because we are surrounded and swarmed and infested with isolationists on YouTube. So I appreciate you watching and I appreciate your support.